Hello guys, this is Dam.Gate2 and this is part 6 of the airship build. I did a bunch of work off camera that you guys probably wouldn't have, will probably found pretty boring. So yeah, it got some paint here. I also made this kind of a casemate looking APS on the front just to add a bit more deca to it. It's not probably the best gun that I've ever made, but it's just kind of make it seem like this front portion here is a little more important than it actually is. It's got some decoy deployers down here, and let's see here, what else do we got? Well, the APS here, it's designed to be somewhat effective against shields. It's got an inertial fuse with one fragmentation warhead. It's got a shape charged warhead, and the shells are about 4 meters long. But not supposed to necessarily be the sole damage dealer on this. That's going to be the job of the lasers and the missiles that I have on this thing. These here, they they do some pretty nasty work. Let me just get to the firing piece so I can show you. Yeah. I also have the different laser cores. They're all tied into the turrets here on the front and back, so that way if one turret is not facing towards the enemy, it'll still be able to get the full power of both lasers combined. Let's see here, I did a bunch of aesthetic work here on the back trying to make this all look cool. I was trying to make these sections here look like giant turbines that had like jet exhaust spewing out the back of them. I think I pulled that off pretty good here. The front here, it just looks like a big intake for the turbines in the back. Before I put all this crap here on the back, just these alone, we're getting it to about 20 meters a second. With all the thrust combined now, it does about 55 meters a second. Pretty awesome. I also got the shields installed. Basically strength for 4-layered butterfly shields all over the sides. I had also these anti-aircraft guns, the octuples, including the one here in the superstructure here. They're all set up to where if there are no aircraft present, they'll try to shoot down missiles. Basically to be a backup to the 400mm COPPAs on the front and back. And we got a bunch of torpedoes here. I decided to keep these torpedoes down the center here. And I put some bigger ones toward the back, like 4 of them. They're pretty nasty. And over here, we got even more not torpedoes, but large missiles, radar guided. I had to go and put a, what are those called, signal processor on these things, because when I was testing it out against a tier, it kept having issues every now and then because it just spams big old decoys all the time. So this is trying to get it to where it would be more accurate against tiers and whatnot. Still got some of Razul's missiles here going down the middle of the missile bay. I try to build a lot of redundancy into this thing just to show you. Let's strip all the structural blocks away so you guys can have a look at it. So basically just the same lambs that I developed for the what was it, Prima Victoria, and I've been using in everything ever since. I think I might have a lamp system that I still haven't hooked up yet. I'm gonna have to fix that. Anyway, I seen this LAM system take out an entire volley from, was it the Singularity? So yeah, this thing does not have much problems taking out Kramer APS. And down here is the offensive laser system. This thing has just been nasty as hell. I'm pretty happy with it so far. This over here was just to try to build a little redundancy. That's why it's set up like this. What else do we got that I could show you guys? I think I already mentioned these in the last episode where I got the idea from Yar the Bug to add these. Or was that the episode before? I guess it doesn't matter now. But pretty much for flavor, but they do give this thing just a little bit more offensive firepower, and I really like the look of them. I did some ACB fuckery down here to basically turn shields off and on whenever enemies are present, pretty much standard stuff that you see in a lot of vehicles. I've also tried to set this to where it will use laser shielding if a laser attack happens to happen. Back here, to try to augment the turning thrusters, I put in a bunch of air rudders. Try to give this thing a better turning capability. Got lots of ammo production up here in the superstructure. The big O engines from the Corollas Rex Mark II are powering this thing. At least 4 of them. Gives us an insane amount of power. And it doesn't really use all that much fuel, which is kind of crazy. I don't know how that got painted the wrong color over there, but I can fix it. There we go. I think aesthetically it turned out pretty good. And I think it's going to be able to take on pretty much about everything the Scarlet Dawn can throw at it. The lasers, they do some pretty insane damage, so yeah, I think I got a pretty good craft here to fight with. Also, I came up with a cool little way to have the missiles deploy. I got these spin blocks set up to where they're going to rotate mimics that cover this missile section here whenever there's an enemy present. And I'll just go ahead and turn the weapons off for this. Oops, I think I missed one. Yes, I did. And we're just going to spawn in a Marauder. I thought I turned that shit off. I missed one. Okay. But yeah, those are the door mimics that open up for the missiles to fire out of. I think it turned out pretty well. And we'll just bring back the structural blocks just so you guys can see what that looks like. Oh, that Marauder didn't last very long, now did it? Now let's just spawn another one. Right, I got these controlled by ACBs. Basically, the reasoning behind that was I didn't want to be wasting missiles on trying to kill stuff that had health of 55% or below. So that's why I had those controlled by ACB, because these big missiles are very expensive to fire off. But damned if they ain't fun. So I'll probably end up putting this up on the Steam Workshop here very soon for you guys to play with. I don't think it's going to do too well in the current version, mostly because they did a lot of rework on the Duddy blades. And yeah, this thing probably just will not fly nearly as well in current version as it is right now. Trying to think if there's anything I'm missing here. No, I think I pretty much told you guys everything about this that I wanted to. Sorry I didn't include building the front APS on here, but to be honest, that thing's probably going to be more for show than actually being part of the ship itself. And this right here, this is a kind of a crest I wanted to do on the front of it. Basically, it's just something that's on a piston back here. I was trying to go for like kind of like how the front of the Heightsmeister's ship looked, and I know it doesn't replicate 100%, but I think it turned out pretty nice. Alright guys, well, I think that's everything I wanted to cover here. So, yeah. Well, you know what? Let's have this thing fight something real quick here, just for fun. Let's go with a bulwark, just for shits and giggles. The shields on the back are not nearly as good as they are on the side, so we're probably going to take a little damage. And it probably would help if I had all the AIs turned on. There we go. But yeah, it takes that laser no time to start doing some serious damage. I mean, it just bores holes into everything. Basically, the laser is meant to disable or punch holes through armor, and then the large HE missiles are basically meant to exploit those holes in said armor. Never ceases to amaze me how much damage they do. And we got some of the big torpedoes down here hitting this thing now. We did take a little bit of damage from the, what was it? I think they used timed frag in this thing. Had to do some pretty serious ammo production to try to keep up with the large missile spam. I know this thing is going to be like crazy expensive, but dude, it's the Scarlet Dawn we're going to be fighting here. I mean, that's batshit crazy enough. And I don't care that this thing is over 1 million materials. I mean, I've done like 150 episodes of the campaign so far, and as much fun as I've had making it for you guys, I'm pretty much ready for it to be over. So I just kind of want something that's going to deliver a real nasty knockout blow to the Scarlet Dawn and see if I can move on to some other projects that I have planned. Anyway, just thought you guys would want to see how it ended up. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. This has been Dama.82. Y'all have yourselves a hell of a day, and keep your hammer high. Later.